Well, I sailed across the seven seas to find treasures galore. That's where I discovered a garage sale, and now I want some more. A blue Logan's loot, blue Logan's loot. I need to sell my DVDs at blue Logan's loot. eBay!
Welcome, my friends, to another episode of Blue Logan's Loot. My name is Jim, and I'm a part-time reseller, selling for over 15 years on such platforms as eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace. We're going to change things around this time. I'm going to start doing Education 101. In other words, I've been in the business now for 15 years, so I'm starting to learn some tricks of the trade. So, today's topic will be local pickup. Now remember, this is only my opinion. This is how I worked in the past 15 years. It doesn't mean you have to do it, but maybe you can pick up a few pointers or two. Now, most people use, as a reseller, eBay, and there is an app on there that has a local pickup. But the problem is that it has to be probably in your state for any buyer basically to come. So in my case, it's California. They'd have to come from California. And it's a pretty big state, so it's not like they're going to walk around from Sacramento and come in all the way down to Orange County. So there is that option, but there are three platforms that are probably a better option for you when it comes to local pickup. So the three platforms we're going to talk about today are Craigslist, OfferUp, and Facebook Marketplace. First, let's talk about Craigslist. There are two ways to be able to download Craigslist. One would be on your computer or laptop, and the other would be on your phone. Now, if you're using your computer or laptop, you're just going to type in from your internet Craigslist.org. From there, you're just going to create your account. In this case, most of the time, I believe it's still just your email address and a password because they don't have any options for shipping, so you don't have to give them your address. Now, from a smartphone, you're just going to basically use, in my case, an iPhone. You're going to go to the Apple Store, and then you're going to go under Search and type in Craigslist. Now what's going to come up is a symbol. The symbol basically is going to be purple with a peace symbol. That is Craigslist. Now if you're not comfortable putting it on your phone, you can always just go on the internet and just type in Craigslist.org because you already have an account with your computer. So all you have to do is just have to remember though what your email address is and your password every single time. So it might be easier just to download the app. So what kind of items should you sell on Craigslist? And yes, there is now a cabinet behind me. Well, you can sell anything. I mean, you can take all your items from eBay and bring them over to Craigslist. Get them over there, all you have to do is take the pictures from eBay and then just copy-paste all the wording and take it over to Craigslist. What I personally like to put on Craigslist is the bigger items. Things like furniture, big electronics. I even put things on like wetsuits, and I'll explain that in a few. The main reason for the bigger items is sometimes you just don't want to ship anything out. You know, it could be a big stereo, and you're taking a chance of number one, paying a lot of shipping costs, and number two, having it damaged when it gets to the recipient. One of my biggest money makers are wetsuits on Craigslist. The reason is I live in Orange County, California, so we're really close to the beach. So there's always people looking for cheap, inexpensive wetsuits, whether they're used or whether they're new. So I'll get those a lot at garage sales, Goodwills, and so on, and then I'll put them on Craigslist. But what I do is instead of just putting the size, the weight, and everything of that one particular wetsuit, I just put on there, email me out, I will let you know what wetsuits I have. What I need you to do is give me your height and your weight, and we'll go from there. And then what I do is they'll go ahead, send me an email and say, I'm 5'9", 160 pounds, and then I go on and I see what wetsuits that I have, send the pictures of it, and then the sizes and weights and see if they want to do something about it. And I usually average about $50 to $60 per wetsuit, and I usually pay about $5 to $10 per wetsuit. So it's a pretty good profit. Now let's talk about OfferUp. Once again, all you have to do is either go on your computer or laptop or your phone, and you just download it. If you go from your computer again, you just go online, find it, put all your information in. Now the good thing again about this is that you don't have to give your address out. Once again, it's a message system where you can go meet them somewhere. Now granted, OfferUp is now offering shipping to places, but I never use it. I've tried a couple times with it, doesn't seem to really work. You have to give them your accounting information and so on. But if you just do local pickup, you don't have to do any of that. Now, there's a few differences between OfferUp and Craigslist. On Craigslist, pretty much there's going to be about 3 screens that you go through. And that's going to be, the first screen is going to have your title, the price, the city you're located in, and then you're going to have basically your description. Goes to the next screen, it just shows you the map that it will probably be taking you to because you put your zip code in. And then the last screen is finally going to be putting all the pictures in. With OfferUp, you have basically probably about 5 different screens I think you go through. You got to put in basically first the pictures, and then the title, and then it just kind of goes. So it's like title, then it goes to the next one, then it says I think the description, then it goes to the next one, and I think it's categories, and it goes to the next one. So that's kind of the main difference. And the other differences too is with Craigslist, you usually have to give out your phone number. In other words, when you're meeting somewhere, it says text me when you're here, that kind of thing. But the nice thing about OfferUp is there's a message machine on the phone itself. So it'll kind of ring when you get to it, and so they'll say I'm here, and your phone will ring, and that'll be actually OfferUp telling you. So all you have to do is put in a message. You don't have to put any phone numbers down, anything like that, which is kind of nice. Now, I need to make a little correction on OfferUp when I said when the phone rings. It's actually like it makes like a cash register noise, and you have to put that on your notifications on your smartphone. Otherwise, you just have to keep checking your phone until a message goes through from them. But usually what happens is if you do the notification, it'll do like a cash register, cha-ching, and then it'll come up on your screen that there's a message for you from OfferUp. Now, let's talk about Facebook Marketplace. Now, Facebook Marketplace has gotten a lot popular with its shipping techniques. They're starting to compete a lot more now with Amazon and Facebook and eBay. Facebook. It is Facebook. But they're starting to compete a lot better because they have a good system now where you can actually do direct deposit. They'll do all of that. They do have seller fees and so on, but they're also really good at local pickup still. Once again, if you have some bigger items like furniture, things like that, it is kind of nice to have that. And when you get to those screens at the end, what you're going to do is if you do have, let's say, shipping involved already, when you get to the very last screen and it says on there local pickup and shipping only, local pickup only, you can put on there the local pickup only as well. And once again, the difference between Facebook and Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, is it also has a message machine. So once again, when you meet that person over there, it'll notify you when they're there. You don't have to give them your phone number out. You don't have to text, just like on OfferUp. So that's kind of nice. Now let's talk about where to meet them. Some people are comfortable with giving out their address to potential buyers. Now, it's okay if you think they're honest, but they have now your address. So you got to be really careful when you're doing things like that. A good way to do it is just meet at a local place, say a local grocery store that has a big parking lot, or just anywhere like that where it's close to you, it's close to them, or you can meet in the middle. Another good place you can meet is on a corner of something. Let's say that your house or area is 2 houses away from a corner. So you say, I'll meet you off of Orange Avenue and Eldon Avenue, which is actually 2 of my streets. But then that way, you should be able to still find it on a guide for the buyer to find that corner there. And it works out well. What works really well for me is there's actually a company across the street from where we live. It's a auto detail shop, and the sign actually has the address right on top. So then when they come over, I can just tell them, I'll meet you at this address, and I just walk across the street and meet them there. So that works out very well. Make sure as well when you finally meet them, let them know, maybe that you're wearing a blue hat and blue jeans. Let them know what model your car is, a Honda Accord, so on and so forth. Same thing on the other side, because if you are going to meet in a big parking lot, you kind of, you're just waiting around and going, is that him? Is that him? Is that her? Is that them? Is that you? Is it you? Is it me? You? Me? Me? You? Who are you? Now, in terms of how they pay you, for me, cash is king. That's my favorite thing to have. But there are alternatives to that. We now have Venmo. We have Zelle. We even have PayPal. Those all can be used for your transaction. Now, let me give you a quick tip though on PayPal. If you decide to use PayPal, make sure that they put you on family and friends when they pay you. Because if you don't, PayPal will take some PayPal fees away from you. So say your item is $80, you'll probably get back like 76 or something like that if you don't use family and friends when they send you the money. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to tell you about Craigslist. When they do communicate with you, what happens is that they will send a message on Craigslist, which will automatically send that message to your email account, whether it's Gmail, whether it's Yahoo. That's how you first meet them. And then from there, all you guys have to do is email each other. You don't have to go through Craigslist anymore to do that. And that's when you can go do all the information. And like I said, if you want to give them your number to text you. But that's how it works on Craigslist. And for my last tip of the day for local pickup, just do it and try it. It's going to be trial and error, just like it is with shipping, just like it is with everything else. You do have to be careful, of course, about your address, your phone number, things like that. You want to make sure they're legitimate. They will scam you sometimes. I used to get a lot of scams from Craigslist. What those scams included was this. They would say things like, "Is this still available?" No indication of what it is. They just say this. You say, "Yes, it is." And then they say to you, "Well, then what I need from you is I'm from out of town, I'm from this state, so if you could give me your name, your address, your phone number, and everything else, I will put all that information in, and then I'm going to have somebody come out and pick it up for me. So I'm going to send you a check, and then someone will come and pick it up." Don't fall for it. It doesn't work. It is a scam. I did it one time, which I shouldn't have, and what happened was I had an item for $150. So then the person did all that. I said, "Oh, this is great. I'll have it shipped out to me." Well, I did, and he ended up sending me $1,500 on the check. So I sent him an email back saying, "Hey, you gave me too much money." And he says, "Well, don't worry about it, because what we're going to do is just when your person comes, then just give him back this amount of money minus the $150. It is a complete scam. Don't fall for it. So whenever you see that and someone wants all your information on the second email, don't fall for it. But other than that, just give it a try. Have fun with it. Like I said, the nice thing about it is you don't have to ship the items out. You don't have to worry if it gets broken, because once that thing goes into their car, it's their responsibility now. So that's kind of nice. And they're most likely going to test it. If it's electronics, if it's a wetsuit, they're looking for rips, things like that. So once they're like, "Yeah, this looks good," and they hand you the money, usually it's a done deal and you don't have to worry about it anymore. And finally, the nice thing about local pickup is you have your money. You're done. The money is in your hands. The money is in your PayPal. The money is in your Venmo. You're absolutely done. You don't have to go through the things like with Poshmark, waiting for the person to rate you to get your money. You don't have to go to eBay and wait for them to do deposits of $2.31 and then $102.85, so on and so forth. And all you resellers know what I'm talking about. But it's done. You're done. You've got your money. You got it in your hands. That transaction has been done as of that day, within a half an hour, whatever you decide you're doing between the two of you. But that's it. No more. Money, item, boom. Well, that should do it for Local Pickup 101. Now, if you'd like to see more content on local pickup, send a comment below and I'll make another video called Local Pickup 301. Otherwise, if you enjoyed today's video and any of the other videos that I've made, please think about subscribing to my channel and hitting that like button below. It means a lot. It helps my videos out, and I can give you more of an education. So to all my fellow resellers, happy hunting and have a good one. Cheers, my friends.